There's only a few things I want in my car. Speed, power, and the color red on it. However, I've only got the color.
Prepelice nisam ja od juče. Imam ključeve ko future. Imam kućne momke, ne mogu da izvučem ih iz kuće. Imam ključ za uspeh, ti samo napući uste. I budi moja šasija, da na tebe legnem ko šuspleh.
The Nissan Pulsar is a car. That is the best thing you can say about it. It moves from A to B. However, the Pulsar has over 20 versions of it. This specific one is the N16. I don't know anything about it because on Wikipedia it just says it's a car that's in Australia. I wish I was joking. There's nothing special about this car. However, I like it because it's shit. I bought this car for very cheap, less than $1,000, which in Australian standards is super cheap. I got it for a coworker just coming up to me going like, hey, you want to buy my shit car? And I was like, how shit is it?
The exterior paint is sun damaged, the underside is rusted away, the inside is rotted. There's bananas inside, optional for throwing at police officers like in Mario Kart. And the best thing about it, it's got an engine. I don't know.
Tell me when it's recording.
It's recording.
Oh shit. This Nissan is, I think, either a 1.6 or 1.8 liter engine. It doesn't make a fucking difference though, because it can't go faster than 100 kilometers an hour on the highway. Well, technically it can, but at that point you're redlining the engine because of the fucking 5-speed gearbox. Now, everything about this engine fucking sucks. Compared to my Zastar back at home, you could basically fix everything without moving anything else. But when you first experience a Japanese car, you kind of learn that that's not how the rest of the world works. Everything is so tight, compact together that you have to disassemble literally everything about it to reach just the part behind it. Now, this engine is 360,000 kilometers traveled. That is actually an insanely high number for a shitbox like this. Honestly, you'd expect it to die, but apparently Nissan has a great reputation for high mileage on their engines. I believe that this one is on its last legs with the oil leaking on every possible opening that you can find in the engine. Now, I've had problems with this engine. Well, not rather the engine, but the radiator inside. It doesn't really cool when you turn on the heater. Now, I'll show you later how you turn on the heater on this car, but let's just say that I believe it has a leak somewhere and I can't be asked to find it. Any and all repairs on this car cost more than I paid for it. At that point, I could just buy a second car. It's a twin cam engine. Fucking hot! That is so hot! Holy shit, dude! Fucking hate Australia. Oh, I can't touch anything! It's a twin cam 16 valve engine. 16 valve means, I don't fucking know, I don't care. But the twin cam means that it opens the valve. One camshaft opens the opening, the other one opens the opening of this something else. You know better than me. You can Google it. I don't know much about radiators. All I know is that there are two of them. This one that cools your car and the one inside that heats it up. The one inside has a massive leak to the point that if I turn on my heater, this radiator here empties out of water. Now the fun part is, you can fill up the coolant over there with water. You don't need antifreeze. You just, you're in Australia, you just have tap water. As my father explained it, the pressure, this is losing too much water and then that can fill up, meaning that you have to directly fill up the radiator. Now, what's one thing that Australia is known for? Having a really hot fucking sun. In desperate measures, I thought of a solution to, cool the car as you're driving it.
Wait, does your car have the light on the top?
No. The interior inside this car, there's not much to it. It's a car from the early 2000s. I wish I could say anything interesting about it. The only interesting part being that under the steering wheel, it's all open and the fuses are all visible. There's a reason for that. We'll get to that later. The aircon doesn't work. I have to open the window. It cools me down as much as it can. However, driving in Sydney, it doesn't really allow you to drive. You're stuck in traffic for 90% of the duration, so you're just sweating your balls inside. Anyway, I think this is an optional feature that in case it actually worked, you could change the heat and cold of it. However, it's just decoration. It doesn't work. I've tried. It makes sounds, but when I try to cool the car, it doesn't suck up the air. This actually does work. It does blow air, right? And you can change up, down, left, right. However, slight problem, it blows the air that is outside into your face. So you're just either super cold in winter or super warm in the summer. And I don't know what the point of a fan is in the car. We have the speedometer, which I think it shows 360. It might be more, but that's what the odometer shows. It has optional things such as 220, probably off a cliff. You can't go that fast. We have the rev meter that surprisingly works, and a clock. I've not had a clock in my car before. Very handy thing to have to know how long you've been sitting at a traffic light wanting to move back to Serbia, because this place fucking sucks dick. But it also has the heat meter. That also actually works. Now, problem with that is I've noticed the steam and smoke coming off my bonnet before this shows me that the car has overheated. The check engine light actually doesn't exist when you turn it on, which is, to be honest, surprising. But what I think actually happened there is that all the sensors for the engine are just unplugged. Makes much more sense than actually having a working Nissan engine. It's actually melting. It's actually melting. Like, touch this.
Oh my god. What the fuck?
Water, which is for the engine. I should bring more, but this is enough to get me to another Hungry Jack's to fill it up. Yes, I fill out my water at Hungry Jack's. It's the closest thing you can find. The windows, analog. I love that, which means that if I run out of battery, I don't suffocate in this car. I can just roll them down. The door, this one works. This one works. It's coming out. The Japanese, when they imported this car, kind of forgot it that Australia isn't really a country like this. There's the sun. It exists. So, this actually came off. I believe that the plastic melted. Fuck, that's bad, dude. That's genuinely bad. Like, I need super glue. Do you have Gorilla Glue? This car, this door actually opens. However, this one, you have to open from the outside. This car, however shit it may be, has its benefits. It's got a pretty decent boot space. However, I have to unlock my car, I have to turn off my car, come back with the key, unlock the car, and get it open. Now, come over closer. Inside, we have special equipment such as cables, very important. I've noticed that Asian people have the best generosity of giving you power when you run out of it. DoorDash bag, so you can actually have money in this country. I don't know what that is. Water bottle. And something I sneaked in from Serbia. Very tasty snack. Now, apart from my legal paperwork, this car has a issue. This light here, when it rains, specifically this one, the other one doesn't do it, it absorbs water. However, you can drain it by opening the trunk and the water will simply come out the cables. Is it good for the car? I don't think so. It's so hot! Oh, I can't lean on anything. Is it good for the car? I don't think so. But it is a method of draining the water. Because I don't trust the safety of a Japanese car in an Australian country, I have actually unscrewed all of the plastic coverings from under the wheel. The reason for that is to give me quick access to the fuse box, so in case a fire breaks out, I can quickly unplug the fuses. However, I've also found out to enable heating in this car, you actually have to pull one of this lever. I think, no wait, I can't see it from here. Wait! It's somewhere there. Where the fuck is it? Did it fucking fall off? No, here. This white thing here, you have to push and pull it to enable heating and disable it. Now, what does that do? I don't know. Enough shit talking about this car. How does it drive? This isn't Europe. Fucking people. Let's talk about this car. Now, that's what I've been doing the whole time. However, driving it is not such a pleasant experience. I think the suspensions went 5 years after it was made, which was like 25 years ago. And a lack of aircon in Australia, I wouldn't call it a pleasant experience. The best I can do is the windows. As you can see, it's not good. One thing I can say that is very good and I like about this car is that it's very small, very nimble, which means that I can basically drive wherever I want, whenever I want. Is there a traffic jam in front of me? I can fit right through, that's fine. However, me trusting this car to get from here to the center of Sydney, I don't think it's not gonna happen. The radio doesn't work, as you can fucking no electricity. The speaker, only one of it works, and that's the left side. So my left ear has actually gone deaf from constantly blasting music from that left speaker. Driving in Sydney isn't shit. Like, honestly, how do you make a city that is centered around cars and make driving the car the most boring thing possible? It's insane. I don't know how you do it. Motherfucker! Basically, I come from Serbia. I can see a maximum of 3 cars on the road at all times. Seeing 50 of them on one traffic light mentally drains me. In conclusion, there is none. It's a Japanese car in Australia. They suck. Maybe. If it's winter, they work. If it's summer, they also work if they're newer. If you wanna do a JDM thing in the summer heat with plus 35, sorry man, don't do it. What you can do instead is find an Asian person and just rob it off him. Get the fuck out before you fuck you up. Get out, Chris, get out. You forgot how, genuinely, I forgot how comfortable driving can be.
Yeah?
Genuinely, like no joke. I've driven the Nissan for so long, I kind of forgot how fucking nice it is to drive a car. Like, this is nice. Ah!